good students, one of the fun things that you can do on Excel is make very useful graphs to show information. So just as a review, I want to talk about this is our ribbon, and this is our Home tab, Insert tab, and these tabs are what we use to go from place to place. As a reminder, a workbook is made up of one or more worksheets in the file, and a worksheet is an individual sheet in workbook accessed through the tabs at the bottom of the workbook. So for example, I have graphs and then I have pivot tables. So that is our workbook, and the worksheet we're working on is graphs. A graph is a visual representation of data. And when would you use a graph? When you want to visually represent data, you can use a graph. And graphs work best report on two axes of information, not more. And you've seen graphs everywhere. You see them in presidential stats, weather comparisons, financial reports, and money reports. So today I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how to make successful graphs. Okay, first things first, you need to click in a cell where your text is. If you don't click where your text is, you will get a blank graph. So you need to always start by clicking on the data you want to display. So go into Insert tab, and you can see all kinds of different charts and ways you can represent your data. And then if you kind of go over where it says charts, so this box right here, it's going to give you all types of different charts. Insert column, bar chart, a statistical chart, a pie chart. When in doubt, always hover over those and it will give you a preview. And you can always use recommended charts also, and Excel gives you the recommended charts for the charts that might be the most useful for your data. Today we're going to choose a pie chart. So when you click on the pie chart, it gives you a bunch of different pie charts. And you could select any of these and it would be fine. Let's select just the 2D pie. So first things first, you may want to edit the graph. So we may want to change the name of our graph to whatever you want. So you would just click on that title and then just put the name of your graph. So I'm just going to call this Stores in Colorado. All right, click on a different layout in the chart styles grouping. And these are your different layouts. And there's so many different ones you can choose. And you just have to decide what will work best for what you are doing. You can change the color scheme by choosing some of these. Change colors and chart styles. Click the plus button. So when I go over to my chart, if I click the plus button, it will allow me to add information or remove information. So if I didn't want the name of the chart, I just would do that. If I don't want the legend, I would just unclick it. If I want to add data labels, I would just click it. So this gives you some flexibility on what information is shown. Now, if you are not into the graph or the chart that you decided, just click on the chart and then press delete. Click on the graph. Okay, so to make this a little bit more custom, we can manipulate the numbers inside our graph or our chart so it reflects better what we're trying to present. So I'm going to compare income of locations for a single month. So I have 3 stores and I want to look at one single month and compare my 3 stores that I have. So I'm going to go back up into Insert and I'm going to click Pie Chart once again. I'm just going to choose one of these. And I'm just going to do the 2D again. This chart currently shows what percentage the Denver store earned each month in its total yearly earnings. This graph is displaying the wrong axis. So if I want to click, or if I want to switch what it's presenting, I can go to switch row, column, and so I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to, and it's showing January, which really I actually need March. So I'm going to click on select data, and I'm going to unclick January and February, and I'm just going to keep March clicked. And all of a sudden my information shows March. All right, we're going to change our chart styles. So change chart type, and this gives you kind of a where all these charts are located. And we're going to choose a stacked column. And so I'm going to go to column, and then if I just kind of take my mouse over, it will give me different column names, and I want to do 100% stacked column. And then I'm going to press OK. This is great, but if you realize we are missing January and February, and so I'm going to go back into my select data, and I'm going to click on January and February. So January and February is included in my data.